Past the Rock, year 2022. It's a big year, year of second chances, year of takeoffs, year of accomplishments. I have a special guest with me in the house who is actually very hungry right now. The food in the whole metroplex of Arden, Texas.
They just don't want to feed me right now, but it's cool.
Hey, tell the people your dilemma right now, man.
It's just, bro, I went to Wingstop. This says an hour wait. I'm not waiting an hour for Wingstop. I tried getting pizza from 3 different places. For some reason, I just can't get it. It's cool, bro. It's just not the stars for me right now.
Hey, it's all good, man. Look, after we're done with this, bro, you're gonna get some food. We're gonna figure it out.
For sure, man.
But anyways, for y'all who don't know him, this is Kevin, my dog, my guy. He is jack of all trades. He's gone from music to video recording to maybe acting. I don't know what he got going on. But how's it going, brother? How was the drive?
It was alright, man.
How's Houston, Texas, bro?
Houston's great, man. I love the city. It's good to finally be back there, like on steady ground, on level ground, man.
Well, I need to go back to Houston, bro. I haven't been there since June. Houston, I think Houston is a place for me to just go and be there for a weekend, maybe a week max, and leave. I can't be in Houston for too long.
Nah, I think when you don't actually live in Houston, whenever you come to Houston, it becomes your civil duty to spend as much money as you can.
Bro, and it's like last time I went to Houston for Halloween in 2020.
Yeah.
Bro, that you go there thinking like the whole trip, the whole vibe is like, okay, we're going to this trip, we already have this book and that book, so it means we're not gonna spend that much money. It sucks. Yeah. Houston can get you, bro. I thought Dallas could get you. Houston can get you for sure.
It's different.
But anyways, man, let's talk about the obvious. Obviously, it's no secret. Everybody knows that you made music, or you make music, or past tense or present tense, or just pending.
I did close the chapter of my life.
Yeah.
From the age of a closed chapter of my life, and I spent the last year, moving to a different aspect of my creative endeavor, so to speak. But yeah, it's no secret. I make music. Something you helped me with. Matter of fact.
Yeah, creative producer over here.
Drummer.
That's what you're gonna downplay my role. Creative producer, aka drummer.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
No, I appreciate your input, regardless.
Oh, of course, bro.
That's like my favorite part of the whole thing is just always having the opportunity to work with other people. Like I did a lot of stuff by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm always very I've come to terms with the fact that I wouldn't have made it anywhere near as far as I did if I didn't have all the people around me to with their hands on all the work that I put out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So what would you say? Was there any specific thing that influenced your change of mind to go into?
It wasn't really. I don't even want to call it a change of mind. It's like it's all gross certain shit, man. I looked at that chapter of my life as in college, young Kevin from the age of something that it came towards the end of high school. It carried me all the way through college, and I was happy with where I left it. So it was cool to close that chapter. It did what it had to do. It served its purpose, I think.
Well, speaking of closing that chapter, talk about that last project. Obviously the last project, the Kids of the South Patch, that you did. How did you talk about that whole process? Because I know I was there for some of it, and talk about the whole creative process of that, because there's so much into it that I feel like is not reviewed.
That project was me trying to prove something to myself. Because right before I dropped Kids of the South Patch, I had dropped ABQ, and ABQ was very short, very precise. The whole point of ABQ was just to make music that would be fun to perform. That was the entire reason I made it. I made one song because I had a show and I didn't have anything that I would be able to perform. And then I said, okay, let me make more stuff like this, right? Kids of the South Patch was the complete opposite end of the spectrum. ABQ was 5 songs, Kids of the South Patch was 17. I was the only person on ABQ. Kids of the South Patch had features, production features, writing credits, all that shit. It was 30 people involved in that tape being made. So it was I proved to myself I can do this. Let me do this and try to have fun with it and try to put on as many people as I can and get as many people involved. People that I had been working with, people that I've been wanting to work with, try out some new shit. It wasn't it wasn't like my Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
It was more of just like it was just a fun project to put together and like use to close that chapter of my life because it was 17 tracks. It's a lot of fucking songs. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, make sure y'all bleep that out.
But yeah, it did what it had to do. Like I'm not looking at it as something that, oh, this has to be like the most perfect project ever. This has to be like the thing that propels my name to, gets me out of the city, moves me to Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't any of that. It was just, I wanted to have a good time making music for one last time as a college student before I graduated with a bunch of people that I met. Most of the people that I met through college and made music with them were on that tape. And obviously there was some that just didn't work out, but like, if every single thing worked out, that tape would have been like damn near 30 songs. Like that's like it was a lot.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. But it was an interesting process, man. Would I do it again? No, because I stressed myself the fuck out. Like from the day I came up with the idea to the day it dropped, it was like a 2-month time span total. Like that was OD. But
It kind of, I feel like you think that it kind of shows you like how much it goes into music making. But then again, it's also different because, a lot of the stuff was kind of like it was mainly you like.
Yeah, very much like in-house production.
Yeah, as opposed to like, I feel like it's probably a lot easier to just go into the studio, writing is already a stress on its own, trying to find everything. But I feel like, it would have you feel like it would have been probably maybe a smoother process if you had other people like editing and like doing the
I still had people. Well, I did most of the engineering, but Kanye did a lot of the like helped me on like the final mix. I produced like I think like half the songs on there, but I had other people like working with me, making beats with me, sending me beats, like curating sounds and shit. It would have been easier. There's a lot of ways that I could have gone about it to make it easier overall, but like I'm okay with the way I went about it because it like achieved that specific goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it, but like I said, we'll never really go.
Well, now everybody we've seen moving from music now going to photography and videography. We've seen like such a growth in like at least I can say in the past year it's been like a rise. Like like you've made so much. Like you made so much, videos, from grab pictures to probably music videos to grab videos to like different type of videos. So talk to me about like that growth, that process from learning, having to teach yourself all these things, and how you went about driving or like going like what drove you to the point of like just doing this as much as you do.
I started like while I was still in college. I didn't take it seriously until after I graduated. But the time frame that I decided I was going to like take it very seriously was just because it was actually a couple reasons. One of them being I hate jobs. Like every job I've had, I've hated it. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to be, independent, maybe, build my own brand, build whatever the fuck. But whatever, I didn't know how I was gonna get it, but I knew I did not want to go that route. So also graduation, everybody knows post-grad depression is a real thing.
Yeah.
And that was not live. Like ideally you go like 20 something years of your life all in school. Yeah. And then one day you graduate and then it's just all your time is completely unconstructed free time. Assuming you don't like go directly from, because there's people that go directly from college and then you get a job and then like you still have some type of structure in your life. But I knew I didn't want to take that route.
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't want to take that route, but I didn't know what route I wanted to take. So I graduated and then boom, I'm just out here just lost as fuck. Just waking up every day, not having any type of direction in my life. That shit will fuck you up like very quickly. So I was like, all right, I've been doing this video shit. Now's the time for me to like lock in and like take it seriously. So, then I got my camera. started doing, you know what I'm saying, offering free photo shoots, free video shoots, are like really fucking cheap. And then it was one of those things that like I didn't realize how much time I would have to put in to get to the point that I wanted to be at. Because I'm still nowhere near where I think I need to be. But that's the biggest thing with like this line of work, so to speak. Because I'm sure even with podcasts, you have where you start off, which is like bare bones trash. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you want to do, but you have the thing that got you to start doing it. I'm sure there was a podcast that you looked at that was like, damn, this was raw. This is something I want to emulate to some extent. It was the same for me with videography. I started from the bottom, and I had the thing that inspired me to become a videographer. And no matter how hard I worked in the beginning stages, I realized I still had a very long way to go to close the gap between what inspired me, where I think I can be, where I actually am, where I want to be. Like, it's all different points. But the only thing that can close that gap is just putting in work, putting in hours. And I had a lot of different avenues to go. I did your grad video. I did a couple more grad photo shoots. I started working, shout out Oso, DJ Oso, started working very closely with him, you know, curating his brand and everything, building like a visual identity for everything that he did. That was a big part of it because he kind of forced me to come out my shell a little bit with like consistently working in the same, not saying the same line of work, but because I feel like most times when we did something different. But I kind of had to force myself to just do better in general. And, you know, as time progressed, more people see what you do, more people reach out to you, you get more opportunities, you meet more people. I got to work on some shit that I didn't even know existed. Like, I got to work on like a documentary that was being shot in Lubbock. I got to work on music videos in Houston. Obviously, I was still doing a bunch of shit in Lubbock, so I was doing like a lot of back and forth. Even though I'd already graduated, I was still found myself in Lubbock a whole lot. But I think the biggest thing for me at that stage was just figuring out how to close that gap. And I think it's become more and more evident as I do more work that like it's not gonna be easy, but like it's possible. Like when you first start out, it's like damn, like you feel like you're doing everything that's physically like that you're physically capable of, and you know what you want it to look like, but for some reason it simply will not look that fucking good. You gotta keep working, I guess.
Nah, for real. Like, especially, and I feel like when it comes to stuff like videography, it's literally like it's something that you look at. Like, it's something that you get to record and look back at it, and it's like if it's not what you want it to be, it's so unsettling. Like, for example, like just like you were talking about with like podcasts and stuff. Like, I was at a point like I saw podcasts like, you know, all the smoke podcasts. Saw podcasts like I'm Athlete. Saw podcasts like, you know, Million Dollars Worth Again. I still watch those podcasts to this day. You know, I look at them, and it's like you see where they are. Like, you know, obviously with them already being people who've already made a platform for themselves, growing. Like, you know, they're older men. You know, people playing in the league, people, you know, being involved in music and different forms of entertainment. So it's like they make it that far, and you see their platform, you see the podcast. It's clear cameras. It's, you know, from multiple angles, great sound, great everything. And it's like, for someone starting off, you know, unless you're just plugged into the point where you already have something going. Maybe, like, you know, you have all the great equipment somehow, you're just able to get that. And you already know how to edit perfectly, or you have someone who can do that. It gets very difficult when you're looking at those motivations, but you're like looking at yours, and it's like, it's not matching. But at the same time, that's the point where like you can't try to compare, because at that point in time you're trying to start from you're not even trying to start from the starting point. Like, you're literally trying to just take a jump. And sometimes I'll find myself doing that. Like, I find myself being like, oh, I feel like I'm ready to do this, but it's like in hindsight, like I don't have the facilities to do that right now. Like, I can't, you know, afford to do all that kind of stuff right now. But in the creative process, man, I just feel like it's a lot of like just understanding that right now it's not gonna look how you want it to be just yet. like I wouldn't say that my podcast is at the point I want it to be just yet, but I can definitely say that if you look back at my first video, you look back at this video, there's obviously a big difference, you know. So it's like that's all that matters. If you're not staying in one spot and you're actually progressing, you're doing everything you can. A creative process, so it's called creation, but like you literally have to create things and just go from there. Like
I think like between when I started and now, there's two very big things I've learned. One is that comparison truly is a thief of joy.
yeah,
You
easily.
can't compare yourself to anybody else's process because you don't know what they've done to get to the point that, like the shit that you've even seen, because you may think that you've seen their first photo shoot and then you see their most recent and you want to be able to close that gap too. That's not how it works. You don't know what they've done behind the scenes to get to that point. The second thing is you can't buy your way out of the skill gap. Because sometimes I'll be looking at some shit and I'm like, damn, if I had that camera, I'll be able to pull this off. If I had these lights, I'll be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
The best shit that I've made is from taking like the bare minimum and trying to stretch it as far as I can. Because I know that like I had to build my vision, I had to build my understanding of how a camera works, how a lens works, how lighting works in certain situations, how you can like close shit. Like it's just a bunch of shit that like I had to force myself to like struggle through to get to the point where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I feel like we naturally start getting lazy the easier things get. Like whenever you have the best camera, that's you know when you have that camera that's like it's good enough, you know it's gonna, but you have to focus on it. You gotta make sure okay, this lighting is perfect, this is that. But when you have that camera that like is gonna work regardless, then I feel like you start getting a lot more laid back. If that makes sense, it's more like oh, this camera's gonna look good regardless. Like I'm just gonna place this right here. And it's like, I mean, that's it's always like I'm always for getting the best quality of things that you can, as long as like you know you can afford it and it's like you know you can, it's progression. But at the same time, like I feel like the hustle that you have when you're shooting off your iPhone should be the same hustle you have when you're shooting off 5 different cameras with the best sound, the best lighting, to the point where you're not, even if you're not the one even behind the camera anymore, still you still beat the same effort. You know, like I feel like. You know, at some point I want to get to a point where it's like I'm not even touching things anymore. Like, you know, it's just me like facilitating stuff. But at the same time, like I still want to facilitate to the highest order. Like, oh, I feel like this video doesn't look the way it should look. Let's clear this up. Like it's always like giving 110%. Like, yes, we're only the older we grow, like our like work is supposed to get easier for us. The older we grow, so, but at the same time, that does not mean that it shouldn't still come out with the top quality that it's supposed to come out with. Because I mean, a lot of people just get to that point and like, but I'll just leave it to those guys. They can figure it out. Whatever comes out, is that. It's not my business. Like, but it is your business. Yeah. It literally is your business.
That's literally, you have to know the whole shit, like inside out, because even something as simple as like shooting a recap video. If you gave another nigga the exact same lighting equipment, the exact same camera, the exact same lens, put the settings the exact same, and put you and somebody else in the same event, y'all not gonna come out with the same video. Yeah. Because that's just not how your mind works. So you have to be completely confident in your own abilities to get put in no matter what situation they throw you in, and be like, okay, I know how to get this up because I know how to set this up and what to look for. And like, if you don't build your eye to look for certain things, you're gonna be fucking up no matter where they put you, no matter what camera they put you with, no matter how live the event is, no matter like it doesn't matter. They can't give you anything that will make that shit look good if you just suck. And niggas don't. It's very easy to not want to put that work in because by the time you see somebody's shit looking good, you won't even realize how much work they put in to get to that point. So it's a good thing that niggas make it look easy, but that shouldn't it should excite you, but it should scare you at the same time. That some shit looks really easy because that makes it seem like, oh, this is within my reach. But it shouldn't make you feel like, oh, I can do this overnight without putting in the work at the same time.
Yeah. And like, it's just at the end of the day, it just comes down to effort because like, even with those that it looks like for years, they've just been always good. Like, you know, you can't really recall any of the videos looking bad. There was probably a point of struggle because I feel like when it comes to creative processes, I feel like there are people who do things in different ways. Like, there are people who are going to be like, okay, if I'm going to get into like videos and pictures, you're going to see my videos and pictures like from the first time I started and all the way up till now when I'm cold. But there's also people who like, for example, they said, okay, I want to start shooting video, but for this year, I'm just gonna use this year as practice. In the sense of like they shoot videos, all that kind of stuff, but no one ever sees them because that's just in practice. And they keep it to themselves. Pictures, keep it to themselves, and then in that whole year of them practicing, now they get to that point where they're just cold as fuck. And then now they post when they realize at that point, now they start posting their work, and that's the first thing we see. So, oh, bro, it's been easy for this guy from the jump, but we never saw the time that 1 year. There's go check it, just sitting in his drive, bro, and it's like he just had that sitting there because that was his practice, and now he's just putting the stuff out there, and to us, it's like, oh, that looks easy, but it's like, bro, it wasn't easy at first. It just became easy. And at the same, when it comes to comparisons of Thief for Joy, bro, I feel like that works in so many aspects. Like, even when it comes to the littlest things, like, I feel like even when it comes to like movies and albums, like we find ourselves comparing an artist's stuff to his own, like the same artist. Like, for example, Gunna dropped yesterday, so, or today technically, but everyone has a thought about the album here and there, and it's like, and the automatic thing that most people are gonna be is like, oh, it wasn't better than his last album. His last album was better, and it's like, and that way, sometimes I feel like we rob ourselves from experiencing like the true like music or the true art of the music because we have an expectation from this, and it's why we're comparing it to this. Like, the reason why a lot of new artists blow up so fast is because we've never heard anything from them. So when we hear something, we're not comparing it to anything really. This is just what we're hearing. It's like
at the same time, it's 2022. Like, nothing exists in a vacuum at all. Yeah. You woke up this morning, I'm so sure the first thing to do is check your phone. Yeah. So like, as you're scrolling through your Twitter timeline, your TikTok, your Instagram, whatever the fuck, you're consuming so much data, and so I firmly believe we're not supposed to know this much shit about anybody on this earth. Like, there's no reason I should be able to log onto the internet and see 100 niggas' morning thoughts. But that's not the game of there. You get on the internet and you consume so much media, you consume so many pictures, movies, all this shit being flashed in your face. So whenever you consume anything that a year ago you might have enjoyed, today when you consume it, you're going to have everything that you've consumed over the past year as a point of reference. And we consume far too much shit on a daily basis. So everything is always going to constantly be compared to something else, whether you know it or not. Even if you try and look at something and be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to his album, I'm not gonna compare it to his last shit. In the back of your mind,
yeah, we still think, and it's like, well, subconsciously we do that in everything.
Yeah.
Like, food, any, like water, like, bro, you compare anything, like, and it's just we're just like,
I'm hungry as shit.
You messed up like that,
bro. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Hey, bro, Kevin, you want me to grab something?
No, I'm chilling, bro. Nah, real shit.
Hey, bro,
No. But also real shit, like, yeah, we just know. I don't need to know you niggas' thoughts, bro. I don't need to know this much. If I didn't depend on social media for music and like videography, photography, all this shit, I would have been quit this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't need to know that many thoughts from that many people on daily basis. Shit is unhealthy.
See, that's why I actually don't be on Twitter that much anymore. Like, I actually, like, even feel like I need to go back to this, but like, even to the point where I stopped posting my podcast on Twitter. Just because, like, Twitter is just like I feel like just going, like, on Instagram, I feel like the good thing about Instagram is you only see who you follow and who follows you. There's no, unless you go to Discover, which I really don't do that. Unless you go to, like, Discover, you see random stuff. But you really only you see what is connected to the people around you. Like, if someone likes a picture of someone that you don't follow, it's not going to pop up on your TL like that. But on Twitter, it's like, you see things that has nothing to do with you. You see things of some guy who's in freaking Idaho tweeting about big booty women or some random, like, he's like, bro, you just like, and it's like, bro, like, you just seen the random thoughts of so many people. Like, I feel like on Instagram, it's still bad, but it's like, at least it's controlled. On Twitter, you're seeing the random thoughts of people that you didn't even know existed. And like, they just pop up in your Twitter, like, bro, what is this? And it's like, it can really control your mindset. It's like, bro, on Twitter, bro, I think Twitter is the depiction of someone always got some shit to say. Someone's always worried about something, bro.
But that's part of the experience, bro. Like on some real shit, like being a hater is so important in this day and age. Like I'm not even. I know it sounds hilarious.
Wait,
I'm
what?
not trying to be funny, bro. Like that's why you have to. That's why you have to like this hating shit. Like you have to like be okay with being a hater sometimes.
What does that mean?
Cause like I'm waking up first thing in the morning, and I'm seeing what a nigga has to say about some shit that doesn't have anything to do with me. Like I really have to be okay with the fact that like I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah.
And like if I say that in a vacuum, it sounds like some hating shit.
You good?
Okay. But if I see that in a complete vacuum, it sounds like some hating shit.
Yeah.
But like, you literally have to be a hater because if not, you'll consume all this information, all this data about everybody and their mother, and like be okay with it. I don't need to know what Becky from Idaho has to say.
About I'm telling you.
Last night. I need to be okay with being like, you know what, fuck you, Becky.
No, so is that the hater version of what you're talking about? Is that like you hated on Becky?
You have to.
Shout out to Becky, by the way.
Man, fuck Becky.
Oh my god.
That's the point, bro. You have to be okay with saying fuck some of these people. Because whether it's in the sense of just being a hater, like somebody drops some music and you listen to that shit and then like that shit sucks, that's some hate shit, but it's important to be a hater because it helps you like understand that you don't have to like everything. If you go about your life trying to like everything, you're gonna be a miserable nigga. Yeah. You're gonna be fucking miserable. If you're all on the internet trying to like be okay with everything you see, you're not gonna.
Oh no, yeah, no, definitely. And bro, Twitter is an aggressive place. Twitter and TikTok are the most aggressive places you ever be. Like it's like, bro, and it's like people.
But that's why I love TikTok though.
Yeah, they're straight up.
Nah, niggas be hating on TikTok.
Bro, you post anything like, bro, you literally post any. There's nothing you like. TikTok shows you that you think you're perfect. You are not perfect.
Nah, there's actually no love in those streets.
Because it's like, bro, you post something that's supposed to be completely right. Like, oh, everybody wear your mask. I mean, obviously, we're supposed to be like, wear mask. Someone is gonna be in your comment saying, "Fuck you." What are you talking about wearing mask? What does mask have to do with
TikTok algorithm is so fucking. It's so aggressive. It'll put you on somebody's For You page that you have no business being on. It'll put somebody that you have no business even knowing they exist on your For You page.
Yeah.
So then you go to those comments and you're like, damn, I don't belong here.
And you just have to deal with it.
You just gotta deal with it.
And that's why I step away from Twitter mainly because I don't know if there's a name for this thing that I experienced, but I have this thing where, and it's not just with Twitter. Twitter is too clustered for me. Like it's too much going on. Like there's too many tweets to read, too much to catch up on, and it stresses me out mentally. Because I'm the same way, which is why a lot of like group messages sometimes. If I go into a group, like if I'm in a group message and I look at the messages and it says like 50 messages, I'm just like, how did we even get to that point of like, and it's like, obviously group messages is just so much that goes on, a bunch of people talking, there's nothing wrong with that, like people talking that much. But it's just like, I find myself sometimes struggling to like, I don't want to go back and catch up. Like if I didn't experience it in the moment, like I don't want to go back and read what happened. It's just like, bro, whatever. I'm just gonna read the first 5 or 10 messages and the last 10. I think that's gonna give me a good idea of what's going on here. And I was like, bro, I think that's why I had to leave Twitter because I didn't delete the app or nothing. Like I still go on Twitter here and there, just look at it, like tweets, retweet here and there, and just go back about my day. But like Twitter gives me a headache. You just go like you go on Twitter like in the morning. It's like what is like why are we already seeing this? And it's like bro, it could be someone could have tweeted this last night, and the first thing that comes up to your tail is someone saying fuck this person, or somebody arguing about this, or someone talking about how you're supposed to use milk to clean your rug because I don't know some random shit. This one's gonna be on Twitter and the other bitch talking. You just like bro, what are you like? And bro, Twitter really makes people think they're smart. Like some people go on the TL start preaching. It's like, bro, you're not telling me shit that I don't know. 1, 2, you're also saying the stupid shit that like we're not supposed to be doing, bro. Like people be going to TL just giving their random thoughts on things, and it's just like, I get that, but it's like sometimes just shut up, bro. Yeah. And it's like, by the end of the day, it's just like this platforms are made for people to talk. So it's like at the end of the day, it comes back to what you're saying,
but bro. As a human being. There's 7 billion people on this earth. I don't think I should even like be able to comprehend what that number looks like. Yeah. But then if I go on Twitter and I see literally 100,000 people's tweets in a day. That's insane.
And there's so many things that subconsciously stays in your brain. Like you see something about someone tweeting about this new phone they just got, and then someone posts this funny video of people fighting, and then you see a video of LeBron James dunking on somebody. It's like there's a bunch of stuff,
it's too much,
and it's just like, bro, it sticks. You sometimes you find yourself randomly thinking about it, like, bro, I just remember this stuff that I said. And it's like, bro, it really engulfs your brain, bro. But like Instagram, I think Instagram is more like chill for me.
I just clicked on Twitter. The first thing I seen, Zach Fox said, Taco Bell is selling Zabu Mafu. That is not chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, wait, no, what does that mean? What is Zabu Mafu?
Zabu Mafu meat. That is not chicken.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Me neither. But the fact that I could wake up in the morning
and see that
first thing I see, that would fuck up my whole day.
The fact that like there was once a trend on Twitter where people would wake up, tweet literally what's pissing you off today, and 100 people, 1,000 people, thousands of people would quote that tweet saying what's pissing them off. It's like, bro, and you find, and like that's my problem. I used to find myself just going through all these things, and I was like, bro, I used to go to the comment sections a lot because for people like, bro, everyone knows the best memes you ever find. And the funniest tweets, unappreciated tweets you ever see in the comment section. I used to go there solely to steal memes. But like in the process of doing that, you see so much shit that you just like, bro, people trying to ratio each other on Twitter now, like people trying to ratio each other on everything, bro.
That shit is people that live in a vacuum. It's people that don't exist in real life, I'm convinced.
So people live their life through Twitter, bro.
You said what?
People live their life through Twitter. People live
any nigga that's on the internet talking about ratio, you're not a real person.
What are you ratioing, bro?
Like, shut the fuck up.
But Twitter also.
Your mother will never love you.
Whoa!
Bro, niggas out there talking about some ratio. L.
Oh my god, hey.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. Your mom loves you. I don't know what this guy's talking about. But my point is like, bro, Twitter is a hole. And it's just a dark hole. But at the end of the day, all these platforms with, the pros and cons, regardless, they've helped us build our brand in different ways. And it's just like, at the end of the day, all Twitter did was, here is a platform. You do what you want with that. Yeah. And there are people who are posting whatever they post on there. People posting wild shit. There are people posting, their business. There are people posting their thoughts. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's just like.
I do respect the fact that, like, we got, like, block buttons and mute buttons and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, like, I started doing recently. Anytime an ad pops up on my Twitter timeline, I block the account. And
it stops that?
Yeah, you never see
Bro, let's talk about ads, bro. Like, seriously, what's up with that? Like, ads is taking over everything. Like, bro, there used to be a point in time I could watch 100 YouTube videos. There's no ads, nothing. Just watch them all in a row. Now, in the middle of, if you're watching an hour-long video, prepare for like 20 ads in the middle of the whole video.
Niggas trying to get paid, bro. And
then now, bro, the worst part is that the ads that's like, it's like 2 ads. It's like they make you watch like 20 seconds of this ad and then you get to like skip after 5 seconds of that ad. Now, why am I watching? I could understand the one ad, but it's like now, like ads are taking over the whole internet. Like on Twitter.
That's all that is.
And you respect the hustle, bro, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tap into that eventually too. Because, bro, we all got to advertise one way or the other, but ads are taking over, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. As a big corporation, some shit I hate to see is when they be like pretending they're real people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they personified Wendy's in Twitter comments and shit.
Actually, like commenting and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. You're not a real person.
I don't know you. Really?
I don't know you. You're a brand. Like, act like a brand. Just do your thing. We know you're just here to sell your 4x4s, okay? Get the fuck, like, I remember what was it? You ever see like somebody tell a brand like suck my dick because their product sucks and then they really like
respond? Yeah.
What are you doing? Go fix your shit.
Why are you
talking to me right now? Are you okay?
Nah, bro.
What's wrong with you niggas? Y'all got these interns sweating on these accounts.
Hey, I don't blame the interns, but they're trying to secure themselves a full-time job. If I was an intern to control the page, I'd be tweeting all shit. They're literally, because creativity has gone to a whole different level.
For me, it's not about creativity. It's about them trying to relate and like capitalize on the fact that people want to feel like
trends, be trendy.
Capitalize on trends, capitalize on people's emotions, capitalize on just relatability, fake relatability. guys. We're not cool.
I relate to wings though. I definitely relate to them wings for sure. Every time I can. I relate to them. Lemon pepper wings with Cajun. Boy, you bugging. I relate to Wingstop a lot. You don't?
Bro, I'm fucking hungry, bro.
Oh, I should stop talking. Let's move, man. Let's talk about so right now the music world is, is in a whole battle. Like, somebody's dropping something every day. So many people are taking over. Right now, who would you say like are the hottest out right now consistently? Not like one hit wonders, but like, the GOATs of hip hop right now.
Of hip hop specifically?
Music.
Music in general? Doja Cat, easy.
How do you say that? That's like the most like I didn't expect that.
Have you listened to her shit?
Yeah, no, yeah.
She's very consistent. Mm-hmm. Have you seen her performances?
No.
She eats every fucking time. Stage production, dance choreography, like visuals. She's not lip syncing and shit. Like she's really that nigga for real. Like 10 years from now, niggas gonna look back on Doja Cat and be like, damn, that was, what I'm saying, this right here. Like she's about to go crazy. Her last shit? Planet Her was crazy. The one she dropped in 2019, Hot Pink was crazy. Was it Hot Pink? Yeah, Hot Pink was crazy. Yeah, Doja Cat's the one. I listen to a lot of, East Coast cocaine rap, Versatility, shit like that.
You cocaine rap?
Yeah.
Keep going.
You don't fuck with Benny the Butcher? Westside Gun Conway, Young Griselda? That's not your shit?
Chill.
I mean, they're like making a comeback off,
You know what's actually making a rise? I already talked about this before. You know what's actually making a rise though? Or maybe I don't know if I want to call it making a rise, but at least it's been a lot more apparent to me is Detroit music. Detroit music is actually catchy.
Yeah.
Like it's like the beats are like a different type of the same thing, but it's like you want to hear it.
Yeah.
But it's like just so bad. It's like, bro, you need to hear that. I'm like, and Miles Bridges is that literally blew me away. I didn't think not like I thought he sucked at rapping. I've just never seen a guy who's actually good at basketball and also good at rapping. Like, at such a
He's from Detroit?
I don't know if he's from Detroit, but his music sounds like the Detroit music type stuff. Yeah, he's on that wave. Like he's definitely working with someone.
I don't think we listen to the same type of music. Like at all, actually. Cause you would say, you the type of nigga that somebody asks you what you listen to, you say everything. Yeah. You say everything but country, right?
Dude, I've listened to some country music.
Oh, you listen to country music? So
I mean, like, not like, I don't listen to country music like on a daily, but I've had moments where.
But if somebody asks you what do you listen to, you gonna say everything?
Yeah.
But the two of the biggest things that I just told you Doja Cat, who is probably the biggest female artist out right now.
I didn't say I don't listen. I've listened to a couple of her songs, but I don't listen to her I don't listen to her religiously.
And you don't know shit about the East Coast, saying.
I mean, I don't know shit about them. I don't necessarily listen.
Cool. You can admit you don't listen.
But when I say everything, I'm talking more about like genres like hip hop, R&B.
But right now, hip hop is the biggest. We can say hip hop is the biggest genre in the world right now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a rapper. Niggas in K-pop are emulating hip hop.
Because even R&B is like stepping into hip hop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so hip hop is the biggest, right?
Yeah.
So with hip hop being that fucking big, there's no way niggas can ask you what's your favorite genre of music and you can just say hip hop. Because there's so many subgenres of hip hop.
Yeah.
Whether it's a different language that's in hip hop, whether it's even in the US alone, you got East Coast rap, you got East Coast niggas rapping about cocaine, you got niggas in Detroit that are just trying to have fun, you got niggas in the West Coast that are still, gangbanging on music, you got niggas in the South that's trying to jig and just talk their shit, you got niggas in Chicago that's, drill music and shit, you got other sections of, like, New York alone has, like, three different, you got Atlanta, you got trap music, you got, you got subgenres in trap, you got pop trap, you got, like, electric trap, you got, like, the dirty South trap, you know what I'm saying, you got, like, the actual drug trap, you got drill trap, like,
yeah, there's so much.
There's so many subgenres to music that to say, I listen to hip hop, it don't cut it no more. So what do you actually listen to?
Me?
Yeah.
So when it comes to like specific,
what's in your daily rotation? Who you listen to right now?
okay, right now, just gonna say name out them. So listen to V a lot, definitely. Like I mean, a recent because he's definitely like he's new to this. So like, I listen to a lot of that. Been catching on Babyface Ray. I mean, of course, listen to Gunna, Travis Scott. I've always listened to Travis Scott. V's, Pooh Shiesty, even though, hey man, good luck.
Free Shiesty, yeah.
Free Shiesty, but Pooh Shiesty. I mean, he hasn't really made any recent music, but in 2021, I found myself listening to him a lot. R&B wise, I've always been a Chris Brown fan.
Wait, stop right there. Before you go to R&B, of all the like rap artists that you just listed,
there's a lot more that I listen to.
I know, but that's like I'm assuming that that's like your daily rotation type shit. Like on an average day on your regular playlist, those are the things that you listen to, right? If you got in the car right now, that's probably what you're gonna listen to.
Yeah, one of those people I mentioned is probably gonna be the first song I play. Yeah.
Okay. Are those all like in the same genre?
No, I wouldn't say so.
So what subgenres are those? That was you said like.
So that's like general hip hop.
We can put like obviously we put like Young Thug, Travis Scott, Gunna in like one band for like trap ish music, right? You could probably put Yeet, V's, Babyface Ray. You could probably put them into like that new. I don't even know what to call it.
The new trend,
like pop trap,
kind
of thing, I guess. But it's kind of like that hard hitting Detroit sound still in there.
But I mean, would you put you in that place? Because Yeat's music doesn't sound anything like Detroit music, at least in my opinion. It's a lot of like
Yeat's music is very energetic.
It's almost metallic.
You think it's metallic?
I'm saying almost. Like it's like it. If anything, when it comes to instrumental wise, it's closer to Playboy Cardi than it's to Detroit music.
Okay, I'll give you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Playboy Cardi also has like 3 different distinct sounds in itself, so that's one big umbrella to cover. But I'm saying, okay, so your main thing right now is like trap-esque music though. Trap adjacent?
Yeah.
And then like, I guess Drake.
I mean, of course, yeah.
But Drake is also one of the like most mainstream
and more versatile guy. God making Spanish music, bro. He is though.
Yeah. But I say all that. Actually, I lost my train of thought. I hope it was a good point.
You say you don't remember where you started with this?
I don't even know where I was.
You were talking about me. Let's just move on. Anyways, but my whole point is, I personally think I do like the new music coming in right now. Though. I think I like the new type of flow of rap that's coming. It's catchy, at least for me. Some people might not like it, but it is what it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, the basics will always rule. Like they're always gonna be there. Like the trap music, the Drake is always gonna be there. Like Drake is always gonna make the Drake music. When Rick Ross drops something occasionally, we're always gonna listen to it because of Rick Ross.
You listen to his last album?
I actually have not yet. I need to, because OG Rick Ross, like since more in high school, I listened to Rick Ross a lot, Mick Mill, but of recent, like I've honestly been distracted by a new type of rap, so I need to go back and listen to Rick Ross album. I listened to a couple of songs on it though, but not. But every time he makes a song with Drake, bro, that's a hit. Rick Ross and Drake is a hit every time.
For sure.
I don't like this. There's no enthusiasm here.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
But you don't think so?
That one's cool.
So you don't. So.
That one's cool.
Bro, you speak your mind.
Them hoes is cool. Them niggas make cool music, man.
They're not. So you don't think they're like them working together?
My favorite Drake songs are not the ones with Rick Ross on them. My favorite Rick Ross songs are not the ones with Drake on them. So, but them hoes is cool. I can admit that they're good songs.
They're good duo.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I don't think You want a whole album of that?
No.
Okay.
but there's only very few a whole album of this that I want to hear. Like Drake and Future, I want to hear a whole album. Like liked What a Time to Be Alive was great.
What's a duo right now that you would hear listen to a whole album from?
That's tough, bro. See, I want to say Gunna and
Lil Baby, but I don't know if I want to say that right now.
We already got that.
I mean, we did, but like, I'm saying like, if they actually locked in and did like, because I didn't think like I thought that album was good, but I thought
They're not the best duo on the planet.
I didn't say that.
No, but I'm saying like
I just said they're not like they're just
niggas be
average.
forcing the narrative.
You think so?
They don't even make the same type of music.
They don't, but I feel like whenever they exchange bars, they kind of like
They
flavor each other well.
They can't like okay.
Yeah.
Is an amazing example of what Gunna and Baby can do together.
And if they can obviously not make songs that sound just like
yeah.
but if they can use the same dynamic on
that
other
same
songs,
chemistry,
yeah,
it could be great.
that's what I'm saying. I want to hear an album of that.
But they're not gonna do that because the way Baby is rapping and spazzing on everything is not the same way Gunna is coming on it. Baby.
So you're saying right now, who would I want to hear?
Yeah.
I'll say Drake and Future. I'll want to hear Drake and Future on another album.
Another one?
Yeah.
Alright, give me something.
Well, it's tough, man. You be tasking my brain.
Okay.
Let me see.
You listen to Nardo Wick's album?
Huh?
Nardo Wick?
Yeah, I
listen
like
to his album?
Yeah.
That was tough, right?
Yeah.
I would listen to an album filled with Nardo Wick and Deuce.
Dude, you just blew my mind. I never thought. It's like I just never thought of.
Nardo
But
Wick.
I don't know if I want to listen to the whole album because here's my thing. Here's why I believe on every duo album you need either two niggas that know how to switch it up and sing a little bit, or slow it down a little bit, or one nigga who's straight up rapping and one nigga who's like versatile or just sings. Because I think.
But you have to contextualize all music. Like, I'm not gonna listen to an album with Nardo Wick and Deuce at a fucking baby shower. But I'm pretty sure if them niggas had a collab album and I put that bitch on before I go to the gym, I'm gonna have the best workout of my life.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking when I think about a perfect duo album, I'm thinking about like album to create songs that there's this song that you can play there's this song you can play when you're just chilling. There's this song you can play when you're working out. There's this song you can play when you're about to turn
I
up.
don't believe that.
That's what I think. Because my thing is like, bro, if I listen to a Nardo Wick and Deuce Duke album, let's say there's 15 songs, right? The first 5 songs I'm gonna be hyped. But after like when I get to like 10, I'm like, dog, it's now like I'm just like, bro, I'm just like up. And you really think they can slow it down slow it down?
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not going to McDonald's and expecting a gourmet meal. I'm not going to pizza and expecting the best wings on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You have to contextualize all music. Like you have to contextualize everything in life. Like when you go to the McDonald's at Walmart and you see somebody fighting when you're getting your food, that's all part of the experience. So I'm not gonna go there and be mad that they don't have the best filet mignon on the planet for me. If I go there,
I'm not asking for the best.
But what I'm saying is, if I go there knowing what I'm getting myself into, not fine. If you get tired of what you got yourself into, okay, then go switch it up and go listen to the niggas that want to make music that they sing on one song, then they rap on the next one, then they sing on one song, then they rap on the next one. But if I sign up for a Duke Deuce and Nardo Wick, I'm not gonna be mad at Duke Deuce and Nardo Wick for doing what the fuck they do.
Okay, but my point is like I'm not asking. It doesn't have to specifically sing it, but even when you look at solo albums, like if you have an album that is all rah from beginning to end, your brain is gonna hurt.
If you're a rah nigga, do it.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, bro, you want to try different things, like, bro. You don't have to make a song about love or nothing like that. But it could be like for example, like, bro, like looking at people like Gunna's album, like you have. I'm still getting used to this new album, so let's talk about one, right? You know, you have songs like Met Gala. It's like an upbeat but also very mellow song. Like you can vibe to Met Gala, but it's also upbeat. And then songs like Street Sweeper on the deluxe. It's a more like hype song. You listen to that song when you want to work out. You might listen to that song when you're going out. Stuff like that. Like what's it called? There's a Dolls in My Head. Upbeat song. You listen to that song when you're working out. Maybe when you want to go out. Stuff like that. Like that's what I want to see on a complete album. I'm not asking you to make no romantic shit or nothing like that. I'm just asking you to, bro, because our brain is wired a certain way, bro. Like we just keep hearing boom, 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 boom. Like you can't listen to an album through and through.
I understand that,
Like
but
that.
I'm starting to realize these days people only expect that from rappers. People only expect rappers to step outside.
That
the
is
box.
true. That is true.
You're not going to Metallica and being like, damn, why did y'all slow it down? You're not going to Taylor Swift and asking her why did she make a club anthem. But on rappers, they expect you to have a 12 track album. It's got to be 3 songs that are about love. It's got to be 4 songs that are trappy enough to get us hype in the club. It's got to be 3 songs that are somewhere in between so we can just vibe to them bitches. It's got to be at least 1 song where you're lyrical as fuck. Like, we just expect the absolute most in rap specifically because rap is like the lowest common denominator in music. And everyone feels like, oh, if I want to become like taken serious as an artist, my easiest way in is to be a rapper. And then after I start rapping, after I'm rapping for a little bit, I can take that and use it to do the thing that I actually care about. Because a lot of these people don't give a fuck about rap as a craft, right?
Yeah.
That's not fair. Because the niggas who have been doing this and been doing what the fuck they care to do and what they like doing and what they do well, they're doing a great job of what they do. You have to contextualize every experience. So I'm not mad at Metallica for not making a love song. The same way I'm not mad at Deuce and Darby Wick.
But you see how with Metallica, apart from those who are, because if you're a diehard fan of someone, you're gonna listen to everything they bring out. You see how like there's only some songs we hear of them, like it's only the major songs because it's like
that's what any genre music though.
I mean, yeah, but my thing is like, for example, like in the Gunna album, like one of those majority, there's more songs that people are willing to play, willing to hear than what people are not willing to hear. Because it gives you so much to listen to.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? But on Metallica's
but you're saying that from the lens of you are a Gunna fan.
I'm talking about songs I'm not a fan of.
You couldn't name 3 Taylor Swift songs off her last album right now, could you?
I could name one.
You couldn't name 3.
I could have named one.
Oh, you couldn't name one?
No.
But I'm sure there's some that pop on the radio. I'm sure there's some that come on in the function and they go crazy.
Yeah, probably.
We wouldn't know because we're not in that environment.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go and listen to her album and wonder why. I would be confused if I don't get a certain experience.
But that's my thing. It's like if you're not a fan, you don't really. When you're not a fan of something of someone, a lot of times you just want to hear their good shit. And that's it. You don't care about what the fuck they're doing. Like it's just like, bro, let me just hear the good shit that you have, and I'm taking that with me. But when you're a fan, you know, this is my favorite artist or one of my favorite artists. I listen to this person a lot, so I want so much from them because if you listen to Gunna most of the time, you want to listen. Like you know, this is what I want to listen to. This is who I like to listen to. So you're more expectant of Gunna to give you different things because you listen to him so much that you don't want to listen to him just saying making the same pace of music over and over again. But when it's someone you don't listen to that much, like you don't care. It's like, okay, I mean, even if your album sucked or whatever, like even if like all your songs sound alike, like I'm just gonna take the ones that sound good to me and I'm leaving you. I don't really care about what you're doing. It only becomes, that's what I'm saying, specifically when you're a fan of something, that's what I mean by like you become more like very specific as to what they make. If that makes sense.
So is that why you enjoy the artists that you enjoy? Because they're versatile or because they bring you something that you like?
Mixture of both. Versatile to an extent. Like Chris Brown, I like Chris Brown a lot because Chris Brown is actually very versatile.
Because he beats women?
No. Whoa, no! No, dog! That is not why we like Chris Brown.
I know, he was...
Hopefully he's going past that. I mean, we haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
But no.
I thought that's what you was going to say.
Why?
My bad.
Anyways, Chris Brown, because he's versatile, but Chris Brown can actually rap. I mean, now I'm not saying Chris Brown is competing with Jay-Z or Kanye or anything, but he can rap. So it's like he gives you, then he throws that in there sometimes. You know, most of the song's gonna be R&B. It's like when someone's a hip hop artist, most of their album is gonna be hip hop. So you expect that. So that's cool. I'm not asking for you to start making half your song hip hop and half your song R&B.
But do you see what I'm saying? That people expect too much from rappers?
Yeah, I definitely see that. But it's just that's what happens when you're in the biggest genre of music. Right?
No, that's what happens when you're in the genre of music that nobody respects. Because if you're not a hip hop fan, you don't give a fuck about these development as people, as artists. You just say, "What can you do for me?" If I was a Caucasian studio exec and I went and listened to the last Northern Wick album and I didn't get why people could relate to his shit,
you wouldn't care for it.
I wouldn't care, and I'll be trying to think, what can he change to be more appealing to somebody else That's why they start to expect too much from rappers.
And that's something that's been going on from the jump, from when hip hop, like actual hardcore rap, started with NWA and even like Wu-Tang Clan and all that kind of stuff. It's like no one wants to hear, like everybody wants to hear about how White Boy Steve is, talking about how he was walking down the farm and playing his guitar to the love of his life and riding a pony and driving in a truck or traveling to Paris and all that stuff. But no one wants to hear about, I was walking down the street and I saw someone. But that shit, like the thing is, like with rap, they're saying shit that is happening. But with a lot of these other music, I feel like they're saying a fairy tale. Like talking about waking up on the Eiffel Tower. Who the hell wakes up on the Eiffel Tower, bro? Like you sure you're not getting arrested waking up on the Eiffel Tower? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is it's like different. It's now it's like there's a fine line. Music is literally selling a dream and speaking of reality.
It's also funny because they'll always do one of two things. They'll either put niggas in a box, like if somebody's known for rapping and then they try to step out and they try to sing a little bit and the singing isn't that good, they're like, get back to rapping. That's right. That's where you belong. Stay inside your box. Or they want monkeys to dance for them. They want every nigga to do their little monkey dance for them in whatever form they feel is best, whatever form they feel is most appealing to them in that given moment. But nobody owes that dance to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, as a rapper, I did not reach mainstream by any, by any margin of the word. So I can't attest to that personally. But I see how people's expectations change, how people like, what was it when Megan dropped her last album?
Yeah.
And niggas were on Twitter talking about Megan only ever talks about shaking ass. So fucking what?
That's her brand.
If she wants to talk about shaking ass, let her talk about shaking ass. If she enjoys making music that way, let her enjoy it.
At the end of the day, like
you
just gotta go back to the basics of making what you enjoy. Because once again, society is gonna change it.
niggas will impose all the fucking expectations in the world on you,
and if you don't eat that hoe, they're just gonna say you suck.
Yeah.
You should just stick to the basics.
So yeah, that's the lesson.
But what would you say is your, as of right now, what would you say is your goal, KSP?
My goal?
Yeah, or your vision for KSP?
The thing is with creating music, when I first started like doing my own, because I started making videos for real when I was doing my own visuals.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have complete autonomy and full control over what my shit looked like.
Yeah.
So now I've kind of gone to a place with producing and like still writing and still making videos and still like everything kind of exists in the same bubble in my head.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm producing a song, in my head I'm imagining what the scene looks like instead of just like what the song makes me feel in that moment. It's like what the scene I'm seeing in my head looks like and how that goes in tangent with the song that I'm making, or if I'm creating like, I don't know how to explain it because it's just how the shit works in my head, but it's just like everything kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I want to keep it that way, and I want to always have some form of control over any visual production, and I just want to build myself to a point where I have an outlet to do both these things hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because I like making visuals. Making music is cool. You know what I'm saying? So these are two worlds that like music videos have been a thing for as long as, you know what I'm saying, music has been a thing more or less. But it's more than that to me. It's about creating a whole experience visually and sonically, and also helping other people bring that experience to life. So I don't think just music videos specifically is like my biggest thing right now. I don't think it's my biggest thing that I want to do in the future. I think I just want to continue to help people bring their visions to life sonically and visually, because all that shit matters to me.
All right, man. To close this out, who are your OG artists, top 5?
What?
Like the OGs,
like all-time top 5?
Yeah.
Kanye, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't even know. The thing is, whenever I get asked questions, like, I be forgetting what the fuck I be listening. Let me look at my, like, recent playlist for it. Because I don't even know what I be hearing, what I be listening to.
So would you still find yourself listening to a lot of the classics to this day?
What the fuck are classics?
Like we know what classics are. Like
I don't listen to Tupac. If that's what you're asking me.
maybe not.
I didn't grow up on Tupac.
I'm saying like more like 50 Cent, Jay-Z, old Kanye.
50 cool.
Yeah.
Old Kanye, yeah. I didn't grow up on Jay-Z, so I'm not listening to a lot of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Never have been. I don't think that's not my shit.
But this is also not just hip hop. This is like music in general.
Music
like
in
whatever. Yeah.
Hip hop is like my number one genre as a whole. So, shit. Top 5 is crazy. I can tell you what I listen to in general.
Alright, go ahead.
Kanye, like I said, Ludacris,
Okay. That's different.
Eminem.
Still?
Not to this day. Like I listen to him to this day, but nothing that he's made in the past like 5-10 years. Like
so it's old.
a lot of his old shit, yeah. When he knew his place. What did I listen to? What I listen to right now, I'm listening to a lot of like listen to local niggas too.
Yeah.
Listen to J. Dior. Listen to Mellow Vermin.
Okay, yeah.
Condeoco. Shit, Young Killer from the H. Fuck it. Like I said, I listen to a lot of East Coast grimy rap, Griselda especially. Pusha T. Listen to a lot of Pusha T.
I can easily see you listening to Pusha T.
I listen to a lot of Pusha T. Pusha T is actually one of the greatest lyricists. Not even like that. His shit don't even make me want to fight. Like it's some niggas that I listen to the way they write and craft music, and it's like scary to me that they can even think like that.
Yeah. Seeing him freestyle on like a lot of these podcasts and live shows is crazy. Like the way his eyes are moving, he's moving. It's like, yo, he's actually into it.
Shit like that is very impressive to me. Meek Mill.
Okay.
Fucking. Damn, I said somebody on my head. Jack Harlow's last album has been like I've been listening to that a lot recently. Well, his debut album, so whatever. His album, I listen to that a lot. Do you listen to Lil Nas X's album?
No. Like this recent one?
Yeah, because he gave people, right?
Yo, what? Bro,
He had a good ass album.
Bro. Nah, bro, yeah. You're trying to just no, I don't hit anybody, bro.
Okay, sure.
2022.
Yeah. You're a real forward thinking guy. Anywho, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Listen to a lot of Pop Smoke stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then try to fuck the kid. Let me see up. That's a whole different conversation. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of shit. But that's how shit all.
You know what's a Vince Staples song?
I still listen to a lot of Vince Staples.
Okay, I was about to say, I was waiting on that one.
Vince Staples, Maxo, Schoolboy Q, fucking. I haven't listened to Isaiah Rashad's album as much as I should have recently, but whatever. Frank Ocean, as a writer, is one of the most impressive things.
Yeah, Frank Ocean music is actually
crazy. Like,
I really hope he drops another album.
Did you listen to the Weeknd's album?
No, I was gonna check that out.
Yeah.
The one he just dropped yesterday.
Do that.
It's actually great like that.
Yeah.
So he beat Gun.
Shit. I mean, he's probably gonna outsell Gun, regardless. But
because
the fucking The Weeknd is actually low key one of the biggest artists of our generation.
I mean, yeah, like he has a lot of influence.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously I listen to Drake. It's not
like
everybody listens to Drake. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard not to at this stage.
Yeah, like it's like just in your ear. Like you walk out the house, it's just Drake right there. Like, bro, what are you supposed to do?
You know what I'm saying? So, that's not my shit right now, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you for this. We going
shout out the whole gang. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out KSP. Shout out all the interns.
Yeah.
Shout out the
interns for sure.
Shout out the interns for sure.
The interns for sure.
Shit show. Shout out the engine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that nigga SB.
SB. Shout out SB
right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the engine. Shout out also. You know what I'm saying? Me and
also. We had him on this podcast too.
Yeah,
shout out also.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Pastor. Shout out Pastor Rock.
Shout out Pastor
Shout
Rock.
out
Hey,
Pastor
shout out Pastor Rock.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to young niggas putting in work. Shout out Riggs. Shout out KD. Shout out my nigga Delve. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sin. Shout out the whole fucking team. Shout out CKA. Shout out.
Hey, yo, what is this, dog?
You know my fault.
Bro, you want me to write in the credits?
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the list. Shout out everybody, man.
Anyways, bro, appreciate you for hopping on. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. My guy, Kevin from the KSP. Kevin. Huh?
And
Huh?
we'll talk about that later.
Okay, man. We're gonna. You got some shit you gotta talk to me about. But anyways, man, if y'all need videos, pictures, anything visual, hit my guy up. He got you. With that being said, guys, y'all make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If y'all got anybody y'all want to interview, let me know, because in this year 2022, we going wild, right? We going crazy.
I mean.
We going crazy. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace out.